Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Lena Kessler here with a new video tutorial, and today we are at mini album tips number 8, I think, or 9. We are going to talk about binding tips for mini albums and how there are so many ways to do it and very easy ways to end. We're going to start with the first one. I'm just going to show you the basics or give you an idea, and then you can watch the full tutorial. In the description under the video there will be links to all the full tutorials on how to create each and every binding technique. So the first one is with rings. This is really easy. All you need are 2 rings and separate pages that you want to bind into a mini album or a junk journal, and then you simply make holes and insert the rings. And the good thing about this method is that you can add as many pages as you want, and after the mini album is ready you can remove or add even more pages. So this is the first tip. Just use binding rings, and again the full tutorial is in the description under the video. This will be the first one. The links are going to be the exact same order as the tips that we're going to see. The second one is a butterfly binding. I call it butterfly. I'm sure there is another name for it, but basically what you need is pages with a spine folded in the center. The spine is getting smaller and smaller, or wider and wider, and then you attach the pages one after the other according to the size of the spine, and then you have the binding. The only problem with this method is that you are limited by the size of the cardstock that you have, because you can only have the page as wide as your cardstock, because the binding is part of the page. But this is a really cool way to make a mini album. So our next idea for binding is an accordion binding, which basically means that you create a very long accordion mini album or a concertina mini album, and then wrap it around with basically a cover. It can be a soft cover, it can be a more sturdy or thick cover, but basically this is a really easy way to create a mini album, and you can make it as long or as short as you want, and then you'll have as many pages as you want. And you can see that you simply attach piece after piece in a very long strip. You create a very long strip, and then you simply fold it in an accordion shape. And once your accordion is ready, all you need to do is attach it to the cover. So again, another really easy way to create a mini album, and this will also have the full tutorial in the description under the video. You can go ahead and then you can look at all the different mini album binding tips and go to the full tutorials to really learn how to make each and every one. I just wanted to show you that there is more than one way to bind a mini album, and not necessarily have that long sometimes complicated way to create a cover with hinges or with sewing or like that. So I just want to show you how this accordion mini album looks when it is finished, because it is really fun. So you can open this way or you can open the other way, and then you simply close the cover. So next we are going to look at a binding method that is basically has no binding, because it is a folio type mini album. So what you do is you simply attach folded pages one on top of the other, and the pages basically, while they're connected, create the folio or the mini album. So there is no binding per se, because the binding is not separate from the mini album. The mini album is the binding, the pages are the binding. So it is really another fun way to make a mini album. And again, the full tutorial is in the description under the video. You can see here you can even have pockets and flaps in this type of folio mini album, and it is really easy to make. So next, another very fun way to make binding for a mini album, that is called twine binding. Basically what you do is you create a cover, and then you attach twine to the cover and insert the pages, the folded pages, onto that twine. And the good thing about this binding technique is that you can, like before, like in the ring system, you can add as many pages as you want or remove as many pages as you want. So this binding technique is not final. It is very flexible, and you can change the number of mini album pages after the mini album is basically ready. So what you see here is the spine with the twine looped around it, and then you attach this spine to the cover and then insert the pages to the twine or under the twine. And again, you will have the full tutorial in the description under the video, so you can go ahead and see step by step how to make it. So now after you attach this to the cover, you take envelopes or folded cardstock, papers, or whatever you want, and you simply insert them under the twine like here. So this is another really fun way. And then if you want to add more pages, you simply add more pages, or if you want to remove some of them, you can. So that is really versatile, and it holds very well. And I want to show you how an album like this looks after it is completely embellished, decorated, and with all the add-ons that you want to add to a mini album, so you can see that it holds perfectly and everything stays in its place. So this is how the pages look when they're empty with the twine. And then let's see how it looks when it is all added. I used here, the pages that I used here are envelopes, so they're all also pockets, because each envelope, obviously, when you fold it in half and then you cut the side, it becomes a pocket. So these are mini album pocket pages that are in this mini album. So this is how it looks when it's completely finished. So I added pattern papers and tags and all kinds of embellishments, papers, elements, interactive elements, belly band, whatever, to this mini album, and it is all done with twine binding. So another really fun way to make a mini album. So our next binding technique is actually a very traditional binding technique, and again, you will have the tutorial in the description under the video. This is the original Hinge binding, where you create a hinge system and then you add your pages, attach them to the hinges, and either back to back to create a regular mini album page. You can add flaps to it as well, or pockets, or you can fold a page and insert the hinge inside the page or inside the pocket. And then these are the two basic ways, but basically creating the hinge system is exactly the same. So again, you will have the tutorial, the full tutorial for this under the video in the description. So this is how such an album looks with the hinge system. This is the original binding technique. And I really hope you like all these mini album page bindings or mini album binding techniques that you can try in your mini album. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video, so you'll be able to follow all the tutorials and make all the projects. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time.